Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. I'm Andrew with you here as always, and ever since Destiny Smash was released late last year, the reception has been great, and you guys have asked, nay demanded, for more character cards. So today I am very happy to present Phase 2 of Destiny Smash. So hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I'm obviously very excited about today's video, releasing 16 more characters for Destiny Smash, bringing the total to 34. So everything in Phase 2 is in the description below. We have the JSON for the Phase 2 cards, as well as the print-to-play for the Phase 2 cards. Now, the links for Phase 2 will stay in this video. Anything else will link back to this video. So please, when you're sharing links, share the link to the video. That's not for the hundredths of cent that I make per click. That's so that when we have to go back and inevitably make changes or updates or fix typos or whatever it may be, that there's a single source link that everyone can go to, so there's not different versions flying around, and it really saves a lot of confusion, and quite frankly, it's easy for me to only have to go update in one place. It's just a better way to do it. So like I said, the Phase 2 stuff will link below. I also have a link in there to the video for the Phase 1 stuff. It was brought to my attention that people will likely ask for a combined thing of it. Just take the Phase 1 and the Phase 2 and put it in your own bag and save it. I mean, I think that's just the better way to do it. It's much easier for us on our side to just control the changes on a piece-by-piece basis. So that is the way we'll be presenting it. So what I wanted to do, I mean, again, most of you are here probably just for that. So if that's it, please go enjoy Smash. Have a lot of fun with it. Again, give us your feedback. We love hearing about your excitement. But if you're interested in some other stuff, I want to talk a bit about specifically the characters in the format. Definitely want to give shout outs and thank yous. And then I want to talk about the new character rule, or not character. I want to talk about the new rules insert card, the updated rules insert card for Phase 2, and talk a bit about that. So first up, let's go ahead and get I'll go ahead and throw the image up right now, just because it's pretty cool, but of all 16 characters. But first, it's really important for us to get the thank yous out of the way. So again, there's everyone on the Dice Commando livestream team and the Dice Commando deck tech strategy tier. Basically, all Dice Commando team subscribers were helping in this in some fashion, small or large. I did want to give a couple specific shout outs to people. And again, if I miss anybody, again, I really can't explain enough how many people have been involved in this on our side. I'm positive I'm missing someone. It's not personal. I just went back through and took notes, and So special shout outs to Dean McCarthy. Nathaniel helped us collect. He basically did all the bookkeeping for us, helping us track cards. Jay Danger, Wyatt, Patriot 544, Rebel Trader, of course, Bassmaster, Echo 3 of Clubs, Chromesto, Sparks Nevada, our local porn star, Loomis 2603, Blind Squirrel, Kevin Long, thank you very much, and also that Wookiee Smell. So those are just some of the guys that really popped up, just specifically in the last several weeks. Again, if your name wasn't mentioned, that wasn't that I didn't appreciate your work. Again, this has been a huge group effort. So thank you everyone for working together and making this happen. All right, so Phase 2 of Destiny Smash. Those characters we are showing across the screen right now. Rey and Kylo, best friends forever, right? Luke Red 5, Ayla Secura, Yoda, Rex K2SO Padme, Krennic CDS, Construct the Death Star, Hera Ghost with Armored Reinforcement, the Foss Squad, so those are our three quote-unquote riskier ones. We have Boba Fett, Dengar, and Bosk for the Bounty Hunter side, Val, one of my personal favorite decks, and then Jabba the Hutt Crime Lord. So I don't want to, the guys have done a very good job going through this week, doing spoilers on a lot of stuff. Rebel Trader did, Rex. We had Echo Base for Padme. Dean had his website go up for K2, and I forget who else. We had several spoilers from Bassmaster, Beer Cow, Jay Danger, as well as Nathaniel had some spoilers on his own webpage as well for Rey and Kylo. So you guys have probably seen the majority of the lists by then. I don't want to go through all the lists specifically. But while we have these characters up, I kind of wanted to talk about kind of the philosophy on how we develop some of these. So you guys know that these are not only just, these are obviously designed to be thematic somewhat. But what we did for phase 2 is we kind of, for some of these, we gave them really a way to play. And a good example of that would be Jabba the Hutt, Crime Lord, right? So for the characters that don't themselves do damage, it was necessary to basically give that deck itself a theme around something else. So for Jabba the Hutt, I wanted to do a Crime Lord and see if it was possible. Bassmaster really took that. So I kind of did the general archetype of it, and I put it out there for testing and refinement. Bassmaster really jumped on that grenade and kind of worked Jabba in. He said he has won some games with Crime Lord, which is very cool. Again, that's something that has always been kind of like a tier 2.5-ish in Destiny. I wanted to make sure it was represented in kind of our member berry of Destiny. And I'm very happy with how that has turned out. Again, it's not something that's easy to do, and it shouldn't be. So it's kind of one of those fun challenges to make happen. Director Krennic with Construct the Death Star with a plot. And we'll talk a bit about plots in a second when I get to the rules card updates. But Director Krennic, he was a challenge for us because if you're trying to build the Death Star when he goes down, it's very hard. It's very, very hard. On the flip side, with the amount of money he makes, if we overloaded him with supports, he was way too good. So there was a lot of work that went into Krennic and trying to get him where we want him. I think he's in a good space, but we'll have to see once we're in mass playtesting, which is basically the final release. We'll have to see how that hashes out. Some of the early ones I was scared of was Hera Ghost. I think we have that in a really good spot. Luke Red 5 we thought was really bad early. I think he's really good. We had to make some... Could the card eject, for example, is really bad in this format, and by bad we mean it's like really, really, really good. It's hugely swingy in this format. So we had to, put in some stuff where you can never in a deck, like we have deck restriction rules, you can't ever have Merchant Freighter and eject in the deck. Really, we want you to be there should be some sort of loss if you eject, and quite frankly, it's probably just the way Destiny should have been, right? Yoda, we had to make a lot of changes to Yoda, obvious special chaining stuff there. None of the other guys really stood out as being overly good or bad. We had to tone Rey down a bit with her giant special shield wall. But all in all, I'm really happy with where things landed. The deck I think I was most worried about was the Fost squad, being 14 health combined. You'll notice that when you do play the First Order Stormtrooper squad, you have to go for the Stormtroopers, because dealing the 7 damage and taking those dice off the table is basically your only way to go to victory. If you let other stuff and the redeploys get on the board, you're going to have a bad day. So the guy playing the Fost squad, of course, needs to play around that as well. So I think what we've done with Phase 2 that I'm very happy about is we've changed up, so if you get certain decks, you now have to kind of change the way you play a little bit, which I think is, with that specific deck, which I think is really fun. I think it adds a little more depth to it, and that's why I think it's really cool to introduce these as Phase 2 as kind of an add-on, so you can figure out how you want to mix and match with Phase 1, right? And of course, the idea of Phase 2 is that it can be played on its own. Many people from a card standpoint are going to have to play it on its own, or at least pick and choose. And to that end, I want to note that we did make a concerted effort in Phase 2, where possible, to reduce high usage or hard to find cards. One of the ones that came up a lot in Phase 1 was Hidden Motive. Most people only had 2 copies of Hidden Motive, right? Some had 4 because it was flying around as a promo, but either way. So we took special. I'm not saying Hidden Motive's not used in Phase 2, but we took special attention to not just throw Hidden Motive in every blue deck, right? Because of that concern. So like you'll see a lot more nullifies, you'll see a lot more pacifies, misleads, stuff like that, to try and reduce the burden. You'll also notice there's a lack of Neiman mastery, That feedback was received. For those who want this to, for those who want the budget side of it, we did do our best to try and keep the low or the high dollar cards out of it. Again, to some degree, like specifically the CM stuff. So a lot of the CM rares, even the rares are higher price, especially the legendaries like Ghost and stuff like that. And we can't do a Hera Ghost deck without the Ghost, right? So, again, if that's something you don't want to pay for, or you don't want to have, or you can't find Bobas or whatever it may be, maybe you or Krennic specifically, right? Maybe you just don't make those decks. But yeah, so that's it in terms of going through the decks itself. Now, what I wanted to bring up is the updated rules card insert or guidelines card insert. And of course, at the top there, we have basically the hash pound don't sue me boilerplate there, right? I mean, obviously, we're not making any profit from this. We're reusing their IP, and everyone's aware of that. But there's a couple changes made to the game setup and start section, and then I added info on the alternate format. So I want to talk about both of those. I did add a line that clarifies that if you get like 2 Lukes, for example, or 2 Rays, you still play them. We all kind of knew that and we spoke to it before, but the question has come up, so there was no reason not to clarify it, so that's been clarified. And then as far as the plots go, now that we have plots that are specific to basically the win condition or the build around of the deck, as long as we stick to that, which is the plan going forward, right? Meaning that we're not just going to throw in a profitable connection because we can. Right, Armored Reinforcement has a very specific purpose in Hera. Construct the Death Star has a very specific purpose with Krennic. We are allowing, because that's part of the team, we are allowing you to use 2 plots. If that ends up being a problem in the future, we can fix that. But as of right now, since it defines the deck identity and the deck's built around that identity, it does seem to work and not be a problem, at least in the current environment. So we'll of course keep an eye on that going forward, but those are the changes. Now, I also added there on the bottom, alternate format, choose 2, ban 1. This is really something that's come out of an evolution of Smash, of us playing around it. Basically because sometimes you just auto-win by getting your pairings. For example, R2-P2, right? Phase 1, R2-P2, or Leia Cassian Mill. Those were good examples. So what kind of came out of that was the choose, actually it should say, choose, I'll fix the image before I get it up. Actually, I just really caught this mistake. It should say choose 3, ban 1. What that is instead of choosing your, when you draw your 2 and smash them together, what you actually do is you draw 3, and then your opponent looks at your 3, and they can choose 1 that you're not allowed to use. And that prevents basically the R2-P2s, the Val Beckett's in this case coming up. Anything that's crazy good, your opponent can kind of choose around that and make you play more of a traditional Smash. And you, of course, have the opportunity to really do the same to them. So when we've done tournaments, that's the way we've done it. It just does seem to work better as a format when you're playing with your buddies, just in case somebody gets that super lucky pairing. So wanted to make sure to add that on the rules insert itself to really have that option out there. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And I think that's really, for me, the most exciting. I think that's why I'm most excited about finally getting Phase 2 out, is we're now at the point with Smash that, we have 34 characters now, right? 18 from the first wave, 16 from the second wave, 34 characters out there. It's really time that you can start customizing Smash for how you want to play it, right? For example, if you don't want a certain character, just don't build them and include them, right? Or if you want to play a certain, at 34 characters, that's a lot, right? So, that was one of the problems when Phase 1 was out. If you were going to exclude, say, 3 or 4 characters, then you're significantly reducing your pool, which is going to create a very repetitive or more repetitive of a game. And at 34, if you decide that you don't like Jabba Crime Lord, or you don't like Krennic Construct the Death Star, just don't build it and just don't include it. And then you don't have to worry about that, right? So that's what I'm very excited about, I think, more than anything, is the fact that we've now kind of expanded our pool enough that things can really start getting how you specifically want them to be. mean, there are certain decks that when Amy and I play, we probably won't put in, right? Like the first one's probably Iden. Like I actually like Iden, but she's just too good in this format, right? Or I mean, she's not too good, but she's like pretty close to being like the best. I mean, she's definitely the best character, right? So we probably won't do her and try to make things a little more fair. Maybe we'll do some other sort of pairings. And again, things evolve over time. Maybe you want to try different things over time. So again, that's what I'm most excited about, is really having the ability to customize our Smash games, or Smash, whatever you want to call them, our Smash sessions, customize them to be the way that we want them. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for today. Again, I want to thank everyone, not just for their excitement. I can't tell you how many people have reached out with various things, and I love the excitement. Thank you for keeping this going. I know a lot of people are very excited about basically keeping, it's a board gamified version of Destiny that helps keep all of our cards relevant. Looking forward to the future of Smash. It really hasn't changed much from many of the other videos that we've done and talked about it. I still do plan on doing an ARH only phase, which again would be intended basically to be its own wave. So that'll be coming probably later this summer. We did see some releases from them in terms of their next set. So we'll certainly be looking at doing that down the road. In the middle, we have phase 3. I'll be honest, I need a little bit of a break. It's been a very busy couple of months with trying to do this, plus the RDM release, doing all the coverage there. So I need a little bit of a break, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Then we'll come back and we'll do the phase 3 stuff, which will likely be a much smaller card pool. I think there's only like 10 or 12 characters out there that are really smashable. I'm not going to do the custom cards for a while yet. I know I had promised that to be phase 3 way earlier. I hinted it was going to be phase 3. Again, that's just something that I think we need to pump the brakes on. And again, there's no real rush. I also have some other more exciting things planned for the mid-end of March as well that are not Smash related, but will also be taking time on this channel. All right, so I just spilled my water. Of course I did. All right, so I think with all that said, again, I just want to thank everyone. There's been a lot of people who've put a lot of time into making this happen. Not just the people I mentioned, but other people as well. A lot of time, a lot of passion, a lot of energy. So thank you everyone for making this happen. Again, the links are below when you're sharing. I highly recommend you share the link to the video. It just makes it easier for everybody on the back end, because I can almost promise you that when we release this weekend, there's going to be somebody somewhere who finds a typo, and I'll go back and fix it on Monday, right? And it'll need updated, and then we're updating everything, and it would be just easier to keep it single source, okay? So again, thanks everyone. Hope you enjoy Smash. There's a lot of fun characters out there, and again, remember, if there's some characters you don't like, you don't have to put them in your Smash draw deck, right? So again, please enjoy everyone. Have a great weekend, and go Commando.